What's up, y'all? I just wanted to make a quick video going over some of the details of the less explained mechanics of Strinova, some details you may or may not fully understand. So we're going to run through these super quick. I don't want to waste a bunch of your time. First thing I want to just detail really quick that everybody's detailed is your Stringify mechanic. You should be using this whenever you're reloading, right? You'll be using this to glide, to stick to walls, all that fun stuff, right? So make sure you're using this and incorporating it into your movement as much as possible just to get used to it. The more you use it, the better you'll get with it. I'm not going to spend too much time on that. We'll do a whole separate video with that. So let's just straight up move on from there. Second thing I want to go over is some of the buy menu things. The first thing I want to talk about is spread control versus recoil control. When you're looking at the guns in Strinova, they're all going to have their own recoil pattern and spread patterns. So that is pure hip fire. This is your over the shoulder aim. See how it's a tighter spread. And then this is ADS. Now ADS completely removes all spread from your guns. So if you find yourself ADSing a lot, then you don't need to get spread control. If you find yourself using hip fire or over the shoulder a lot, you're going to want to use spread control as your upgrade. Different characters benefit from different upgrades, so you'll want to keep that in mind. Magazine capacity and reload speed, people talk about these all the time. Which one's better? Which one's better? You're going to be taking a lot of gunfights. I prefer reload speed. Some people prefer magazine capacity. The reason I prefer reload speed is because usually when you run out of bullets, it's going to be mid gunfight, and if you need to reload and you don't have an ability to use a secondary, being able to reload faster to get back in a gunfight is going to help you out more than having those couple extra bullets if there's multiple enemies. So that's just my take on that. Last thing I want to talk about is light armor versus heavy armor. I feel like not enough people really talk about this or cover this. Heavy armor is armor that will bring your armor to 115. Light armor is armor that'll bring your armor to 90 and give you armor regeneration. Now, the 115 sounds really nice until you realize that it is a 25-point difference. And most guns are going to be doing pretty big damage from most ranges anyways. And it's not going to require more than an extra bullet to get that kill most of the time, right? So, regardless if you have heavy armor or light armor. So there's that, but also when you're playing ranked and you're on A site on one side of the map and you take a gunfight, right, and you got hurt and your armor goes from 90 to 45, and then you got to rotate all the way to B site, you're gonna get some of that armor back, so that by the time you have to take another gunfight and help your team out, you're gonna be back in fighting shape, right? You're not gonna be completely healed, but you will have some of that armor back. Now, there's going to be exceptions to this rule. Characters like Ming, Celestia, and in other situations where you're going to want to run heavy armor because they can gain their own armor back or restore armor passively. But that's, you know, that's a whole different ball of wax, and I would just refer to your character's passives and abilities when making that change. So the characters you're really going to want to look out for that are going to be Coco, so KuroNoxAi, Ming.
It's finally my turn.
And Celestia.
I'll always be here if you need
Those are going to be the main ones. Another tip for you newcomers, immediately I'd recommend just going into your controls, scrolling down, taking a look at your sidestepping mode. I would highly recommend getting used to hold, so you don't have to toggle going into Stringify and then back. Same thing for glide mode. And then I would also take a look at turning off your auto jump on wall stick, jump delay, glide wall stick, and wall stick trigger delay. The more control you have over your movement options, the better. If you're auto jumping on wall stick and auto sticking to walls when you're gliding, it can get you killed. And not just it can get you killed, it absolutely will get you killed from time to time. It may be nice and a convenience at first, but if you're learning the game and you're just learning the game's mechanics as you're starting out, it'll be easier than trying to make the switch later. So you know, think yourselves and make your lives easy now. This tip I've seen talked about, but I'm just going to reiterate it. It's a really good tip to just know. Strinova is not a first-person shooter in the sense that everybody's looking from a first-person angle. It is third-person. Please abuse the camera, right? So if you're holding a corner, just keep in mind that you may actually be visible. So if you're standing here and you're waiting for somebody to come around this corner, right? There is a good chance that they can just do this. Oh, I already know they're there. And they can pre-fire you if they want. Or if they want to be a complete degenerate, which a lot of low elo, mid elo players are, they'll do that.
Farewell.
and you'll die, right? So because of the right-hand camera, if you're swinging a right-hand corner, you're going to be at advantage more often than not. If you're swinging a right-hand swing, it's going to be a lot easier.
The prey empowers me.
But if you decide, all right, I want to swing this guy over here now, it's going to take a lot more effort to open up and hit him. So just keep that in mind. Be cognizant of that when you're taking fights. If you must swing left, ADSing will center the camera a bit quicker. But just know that if you ADS and then jump, you won't have all of your momentum. You need to jump first and then ADS to keep your momentum. And then that applies to the second jump too. So this is a bit more advanced, but just keep that in mind. Right? Like I didn't even hit that, but still. Just keep that in mind. ADS will remove your momentum. If you ADS first and then jump, you need to jump and then ADS. So this is a tip for you single shot agents. I mean, it can be used with the auto rifle, submachine gun agents as well, but it's really, really strong on like DMR agents, sniper rifle agents, shotgun agents. When you're taking gunfights, if you don't have an immediate drop and you're kind of caught with your pants down in a 1v2 or a 1v1 and you're at a health disadvantage, it is always okay to stringify and then tap shoot at different rhythms, right? You don't want to just always do the exact same rhythm because they can time their shots for you. But if you're like,
not even a shell,
right? This makes it so you're a lot harder to hit, but you still keep your offensive prowess, right? If you're doing this with snipers, you're gonna want to do this with ADS speed on, right? Oh, imagine missing your shot. Could it be me? Just keep that in mind. And again, same thing with like an auto rifle character, right? You can even hold for a sec. See? It's just really, really effective way to keep yourself having extra life and win more fights. Another way to win more fights is just simply use your movement. Air strafe. Mix it up, you know? The more you practice your movement, the more you are to survive gunfights you normally wouldn't and escape engagements that are extremely unfavorable for you. And again, this is pretty obvious to anyone who's been playing the game, but this is a video for newer people. If you're playing against Yvette and you see her put down this bear, there's a few different things that can happen. The first thing I want to talk about is if she's standing near it or behind it and you're trying to shoot her, you're going to shoot the bear. But keep in mind, she can shoot you back. She can shoot through her fucking bear. She can shoot through Fay. Okay? She can absolutely destroy you through this thing. Her gun is very, very good, and she will absolutely kill you. So just keep that in mind. The second thing is that when she presses and holds Q, she's able to control her bear. And if she charges at you, she can actually knock you up. So if you're playing escort and you're on the payload, she can force you to move up. And then when you move on the ice, you know, you slide and your traction's not great. So just be wary of this. This can make your life extremely difficult. All right, for this tip, I don't know if this is a knowledge thing or a willingness thing, but I see so many people that don't even attempt to do this. When you're playing against Lawine, okay, she throws her knife and it keeps scanning you and your team, you can shoot it. I mean, I can't shoot my own knife, right? You can shoot it and destroy it so it goes away. So if you're in a position where you're not in immediate danger, you can take the knife out. Just shoot it. Get rid of it. Another thing about Lawine, and I don't know why people don't pay attention to this, is when she has her ulti up, yeah, sure, she can't shoot you or anything until she comes out, right? That's like, you know, whatever. It is what it is. Okay? But here's the thing. Did you know she can go on walls still? Like, she could still go all the way up and on walls. So she can get behind an entire team, climb up to an advantageous point, and then fuck off, and you'll just never know. So if you choose to ignore that and you don't look behind you and look up every once in a while and just double check, you will get shot from behind at some point. And I mean, keep in mind, it's a pretty narrow space. You can always do one of these. Like, you can always do one of these. You can always spray down that bitch. You can always just do one of these. I've done it. I've seen people do it. It's been done to me when I play Lawine. It's totally doable. Bonus points if you can kill her on startup. All right. So for those of you that don't know, This game actually has something called Payload Invulnerability. I don't know the actual name for it. That's just kind of what we're calling it. Payload armor, payload invul. It's when the payload reaches the payload designation, it'll expand the rectangle, and then your enemies that are in the spot. So go ahead and push the payload the rest of the way. You won't be able to damage them. See how you're able to? And now they just absorb all damage. And it's a long time. You can weaponize this as an attacker, and then it finally goes away. It's about, what was that? 6 seconds? I don't know. I'll edit it so that you know what it actually was on the playback. But it's pretty obnoxious. Just keep that in mind. So if you've ever felt like you've been shooting people and you just see damage absorbed and it just keeps happening and you've been letting loose a million bullets into them, that's why. Another thing I want to just kind of talk about really quick is if you're dealing with somebody who's really pesky and they're just on the payload doing this and you're having a really hard time shooting them and your team can't get them off and you really want to push the payload, what your team can do is one of you guys can just jump up there and you guys can block them. And then somebody else can stand like here,
Watch out for the danger
right?
zone.
And then shoot at them or hit them with a secondary. Obviously, if you're running like an Ember Spit, which I'm not running, you can use that or the Katana. But this is a very easy way to just stop them from running away from you and just lock them into place. Then obviously you could just use your util, like if you have a wind grenade or a frag grenade. But generally speaking, if you don't have any of that available, feel free to just hop on the payload and let your team help you out. Say, hey, I'm gonna hop on there. Bam, and they'll deal with it. Then again, it's escort. Nobody's listening to voice comms, so good luck with that. And the only other thing I really wanted to show real quick, so if you wanted to come up here with me, we're essentially, you're gonna come down the left lane, and you're gonna want to run past this line here, and I'm gonna try to glide past this line here, and we're gonna start from this line right here. Sound good? 3, 2, 1, go. So for those of you that are coming out of spawn and you're got a few seconds left in overtime on the payload or whatever the objective is, or you're trying to rotate and you're having a hard time getting there quickly and you're simply just running there, you're wasting a ton of time. You should be jumping and then doing a quick just auto glide whenever you're just running and moving from A to B. I mean, if you're taking engagements, there's other ways to move, but please utilize this. The amount of times that I played with somebody and I see them using this as their primary mode of transportation when they go literally anywhere is absolutely insane. And it's been multiple ranks. It isn't just like lower ranks, it's been higher ranks in challenge mode. So please use your glide. It's there for a reason. This game's whole gimmick, its whole thing is the Stringify mechanic. So definitely utilize it. Get a lot of cool things for doing so. So be sure to use it. That's all for this one. Thank you. Thank you, TASO. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I appreciate you for that. If you liked the video, leaving a like or a comment, subscribing helps out the channel a ton. We do a lot of Strinova content here, and we're going to continue to do a lot more. I don't know why more people aren't making videos for this, but I will be the one to champion this game as much as I possibly can. Yes, I do variety content, but I'm going to continue to play this game until it ultimately leads us to the heat death of the universe. So just be ready for that. I'm never going to shut up about Strinova. I love this game. As always, please join the Discord. We're pretty active over there. We yap. We play Strinova. We're very, very friendly, and there's no shenanigans. You know, the bad kind. There's lots of the good kind, though. So please join. That's all for this one. Thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Yeah.